Hello everyone. Gonna do something a little different today. Gonna take a look at ipetgoat2 and I'm gonna focus on something a little bit different. So instead of talking about what people normally talk about, which is destruction and war and chaos, which is obviously shown here in the animation, I want to focus on what I believe is actually taking place here. It could be two simultaneous births. It could be one. I still haven't figured that out, meaning one of an ascending consciousness and one of a descending consciousness. And what I believe to be here is the birth of a reptilian human hybrid. So in the beginning here, you see the goat. This represents the human race under a state of hypnosis. Not knowing what's going on, just mind controlled from every angle. In the next scene, you have the puppet masters, which are the reptilian race, controlling everything. So I'm gonna skip all these parts here. I really don't even know what this means. It's somewhat confusing, and I'm gonna go right to here. What I think is going on here, it could be an eclipse. It seems to be the case. There's a ring here, and that's interesting because we have a ring of fire eclipse coming right up in a couple of days. And just prior to that, you have another ring. So you have a ring right here. You have a ring right here. And I used to think these blue figures were months. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case anymore. They're more likely to be representing something else. But what's interesting here is that there's a shadow that's cast and it gets dark, so this definitely implies an eclipse, and she is illuminated. It's interesting to note that here it's telling you to exit during the eclipse. So what are they exiting from? Well, that goes to the next stuff, which I'm not really going to talk about either because I don't want to focus on that. And that is the United States divided in two. A massive tsunami of some kind. A sort of downfall. A downfall of an empire. This is where things get interesting for me. This right here. So you have an egg. What's inside that egg is a human baby, and it's being wrapped around by a serpent. The serpent is taking over the human, meaning it could be, of course, it's most likely metaphorical or allegorical that it's actually implementing its DNA inside. Look at that. It's in a gestation period inside of the egg before the egg cracks. Now you have two different things going on here though. So I think this figure here, this is not Jesus Christ, and it's not the Antichrist either. This is man asleep. This figure represents mankind. And he is about to awaken. So when I was referring to earlier the two simultaneous births, what I meant was that you have a lower vibrational race being born and you have a higher race. He represents the higher race that will ascend out of the earth, while the serpent race are going to take over the earth. So there will be a splitting between one earth and another. Notice how he's broken out of the egghead. So he's in the process of he's broken out of the shell and he's revealed himself essentially. But this boy is gonna be saved. This boy actually represents the higher ascension of man, and you'll see how in a second. Because he's going to be freed from the serpent. Another ring of fire. Another ring right here. And here's more proof that there is a new race being born. It's going to be shown right here. You see this right here? This is not an injury. That is not a bruise. That is a reptilian or serpent coming out of the boy, being in a state of sort of metamorphosis, or like when a snake sheds its skin and becomes something else. That is what this boy is becoming. More war, more chaos, order out of chaos, all that stuff I don't want to focus on. It's all kind of self-evident right now. This is probably Hong Kong here. And China is probably eventually going to invade Hong Kong at some point. I don't know who the skeleton is. I've been trying to figure it out for years, so I'm not even going to go there. There's a man asleep about to awaken. It's about to awaken. It's about to be birthed into the ascending consciousness, and he's struggling. This reptilian, he's trying to control his mind. He's trying to keep him down. He's trying to just manipulate him in every way. But this boy is going to strive forward, and he's going to get out of it. He's going to ascend out of it. See how he just burned the egg? Because he's burning the serpent race. He's burning that which is descending. Let's take a look at that again. Descending downward to a lower form of consciousness. Right? Could be totally wrong about this. One thing I'm convinced of, though, is that this is showing you, I mean, yes, the birth of a new age, but it's more than just the birth of a new age. It's the birth, I mean, I don't want to say a new species, but there's something going on here. So let me just skip to this part right here. You have this boy breaking free. He broke free. He's now awakened. He's about to join the ascended man. But he's also, this is the boy with the serpent eye, because he's also rising. So two simultaneous births rising together. One down, one up, and they will split. And this is the solar event. The main theme in this whole thing is the solar event. The coronal mass ejection that is going to initiate this birthing process. which everyone's been trying to figure out. What is he looking at here? He's looking at the sun. He is looking at the sun. He is looking at the sun, this gargoyle. And what's the sun gonna do? A massive CME, asteroids, and destruction. But in the face of that destruction, man will awaken. A split, the ascended split version of man will awaken and ascend out of the destruction into something new. And the serpent race will take over the old earth. New earth, old earth. Anyway, just some thoughts. Not necessarily any facts here. I have no idea what the hell's going on. I'm trying to figure this crap out for ages, and I just gotta come up with new ideas, you know. It's interesting to know the pyramids get destroyed. But this is definitely a coronal mass ejection right here from the sun. Alright, bye.